Okay, so in this video we are looking at how to calculate the angle between two lines. So this is a new formula that's in the coordinate geometry of line for Leaving Cert higher level. But before we get into the angle between two lines, let's look at the angle between the line and the axes, or also known as the angle of inclination. So the angle of inclination of a line is the anti-clockwise angle that the line makes with the positive direction of the x-axis. So this angle right here. So what does this mean? What can we use this for? So we can look at this relationship of tan of this angle with the relationship with its slope. So you recall here, if I made this a right angle triangle, so I brought down this line here, kind of, right? In coordinate geometry, not big. In coordinate geometry, right? So say I made a right angle triangle here. This would be my rise. And then this horizontal distance would be my run. So if we look here, tan of an angle is equal to opposite over adjacent, which in this case is equal to the rise over run, which is equal to the slope. So I know the tan of my angle of inclination of a line gives me my slope. That's a very, very key property to learn. So horizontal lines have an angle of inclination of 0 degrees and a slope of 0. That makes sense because they're just a horizontal line. Vertical lines have an angle of inclination of 90 degrees, right? That makes sense. If this is my x-axis, a vertical line looks like this, and it makes a angle of 90 degrees with it. So let's have a look at this formula here. So tan of the angle between two lines. So here are two lines, and we have two angles between them. We have an acute angle, and then we have a obtuse angle. So we're always going to have kind of two values for my angle here. So tan of an angle is equal to plus or minus the slope of the first line minus the slope of the second line, all over 1 plus slope of the first line times the slope of the second line. So something of note to remember. So tan inverse of a positive number will give me my acute angle, and then the tan inverse of a negative number will give me my obtuse angle. So the reason why I'm kind of quoting here is because it will give me a negative angle, right? So for example, tan inverse of -7 is equal to -83 degrees, which is not really the case, right? On your calculator, it's equal to -83 degrees. So what do we do to combat this? So what we do to combat this is, right, so this is how it appears in our log tables, yeah? But if you recall, okay, well, the positive number, if the right hand side is positive, my angle is the acute angle. So if we just take the absolute value of the right hand side, that will always give me my positive value on the right hand side, to find the acute angle, and then to find the obtuse angle, well, if you're lucky here, these two angles will lie in a line. If I know what this angle is, this angle here is just going to be 180 minus this angle, because the line on a line, and a line has 180 degrees. Angles on a line add up to 180. So let's look at an example here. So find the angle between two lines. So find the measure of the acute angle and the obtuse angle between 2x plus 3. 2x plus y minus 7 equals 0, and x minus 3y minus 9 equals 0, correct to the nearest degree. So remember when I said, even though my formula has plus or minus, it might just be easier to take the absolute value. So I have tan of my angle is equal to, I'm going to take the absolute value, so this will give me my acute angle, m1 minus m2 all over 1 plus m1 times m2. So what are my two slopes? Well, this slope here is going to be, so minus a over b is going to be minus 2 over 1, which is minus 2. And then this slope here is going to be minus 1 over minus 3, which is going to be 1/3. So I know, let me sub this in here, I'm going to have minus 2 minus 1/3 all over 1 plus minus 2 times 1/3. So I'm going to have tan of the angle is equal to the absolute value of, and I believe this to be minus 7. So tan of the angle is equal to positive 7. So this is going to give me my acute angle because it's a positive number here. So my angle is equal to tan inverse 7. So my acute angle is going to be, I think, roughly 82 degrees. 82 degrees. And then obtuse angle, my obtuse angle is just going to be 180 minus my acute angle, which is going to be 98 degrees. So there are my two values there. So let's have a look at one more example now. This example looks at if we have the angle between the two lines. Oopsie daisy. If we have the angle between the two lines, but we are looking for the slope of one line, or find the equation of another line given one of them. So sorry, what do I mean by that? So find the equation of the line passing through the point 4,3 that make an angle of tan inverse 2/3 with the line x plus y plus 1. So I need to find the equation of the other line. So if you recall, for an equation of a line, I need a point, in this case, which is 4,3, and a slope, which I don't know. So I'm going to call it m. But what I do know is, I know a tan inverse of 2/3 is my angle between these two lines. So let's find the slope of this line. That is going to be minus a over b, which is going to be minus 1/1, which is minus 1. So I have a slope here is equal to minus 1 and m. So I know my angle is equal to tan inverse 2/3. Therefore, tan of my angle should be equal to 2/3. So tan of this angle should be equal to 2/3. So, which is equal to then my formula. So plus or minus m minus, so m1 minus m2 all over 1 plus m1 times m2. So I'm going to have 2/3 is equal to plus or minus, so I'm going to say m1, so minus 1 minus m all over 1 plus minus 1 times m, which is going to be plus or minus minus 1 minus m all over 1 minus m. So let's split this up here to find my equation of two lines. So this side I'm going to take the positive sign, and this one here I'm going to take the negative sign. So I have 2/3 is equal to positive, or plus minus 1 minus m all over 1 minus m. Multiply both sides by 3 times 1 minus m. So I'm kind of cross multiplying here. So cross multiplying. So I'm going to have here 2 times 1 minus m is equal to 3 times minus 1 minus m. 2 minus 2m is equal to minus 3 minus 3m. M is going to equal to minus 5. So my first slope is equal to minus 5. Let's look at my another slope like this could be. This slope could also be 2/3 is equal to minus, or subtract, minus 1 minus m all over 1 minus m. That'd be 2/3 multiplying this minus, that would be 1 plus m all over 1 minus m. Multiply both sides by 1 minus m and 3. Cross multiply again. So it's going to be 2 times 1 minus m is equal to 3 times 1 plus m So 2 minus 2m is equal to 3 plus 3m. I'm going to have here minus 1 is equal to 5m. Therefore, m is going to equal to minus 1/5. So I'm nearly there. I found my two possible slopes, but it's asked me now to find the equations of my two possible lines. So I have my slope, and remember, it passes through the point 4, 3. So equation 1 is equal to y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So 1y minus 3 equals, so minus 5 times x minus 4. Y minus 3 is equal to minus 5x plus 20. Y is equal to minus 5x plus 23. There is my first equation of a line. And then my second possible equation of a line is y minus 3 is equal to minus 1/5 times x minus 4. Multiply both sides by minus 5. I'm going to get minus 5y plus 15 is equal to positive 1 times x minus 4. Minus 5y plus 15 is equal to x minus 4. Bring everything over to one side. Ideally where x is positive, so it'd be x plus 5y. Then minus 4 minus 15 is minus 19 equals 0. And there are my two possible equations of the line. So let's look at some exam questionnaires now. So the first one here is from 2001. Okay, so from 2001. So n is the line tx plus t minus 2y plus 4. Write down the slope of n in terms of t. So I know my slope, so I'm going to call it m1 is equal to minus a over b. So that's going to be minus t all over t minus 2. Or what you could do is you could put the minus on the denominator if you want and write this as t over, change all the signs to minus t. It's up to you. Choose your poison. Step 2. Given that the angle between n and line x minus 3y plus 1 is 45 degrees, find two possible values of t. So I have my first slope here, which is t, which is minus t over t minus 2. And then my second slope is going to be minus a over b, which is minus 1 over minus 3, which is 1/3. So my second slope is 1/3. So I also know is the angle between these two lines is 45 degrees. So tan 45 is going to be equal to plus or minus. Now m1 minus m2. But what I notice here is, right, do I really want to introduce a fraction in a fraction? You know what I mean? Right? Do I really want to write this as minus t over t minus 2 minus 1/3 all over 1 plus minus t over t minus 2 times 1/3? That doesn't look nice, right? That looks minging. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to leave this as m1 for the time being, because I'm going to solve for m1 first, and then I will solve for t, because this will hopefully make my fraction a bit nicer. m1 times 1/3. Right, so I'm going to take the positive sign here and the negative sign here. So I have tan 45, well tan 45 is equal to 1. Sorted. So 1 is equal to plus m1 minus 1/3 all over 1 plus m1 over 3. Multiply both sides by 1 plus m1 over 3. I have 1 plus m1 over 3 is equal to m1 minus 1/3 multiply across by 3 to get it by fractions. 3 plus m1 is equal to 3, m1 minus 1. Bring everything over to one side. I'm going to get 4 is equal to 2m1. Therefore, my slope should be equal to, well, 4 is equal to 2m1. Divide both sides by 2. I get m1 is equal to 2. So, since I have m1 is equal to 2, okay? Since I know that to be true, and I know from up here, if this will load for a second, I know my slope is equal to minus t. m1 is equal to minus t over t minus 2. So, minus t over t minus 2 is equal to 2. Multiply both sides by t minus 2. Minus t is going to be equal to 2t minus 4. Bring everything over to one side. 4 is equal to 3t. Therefore, t is going to be equal to 4 over 3. I have my first value of t here. Now let's do that to the other side. So I'm going to have 1 is equal to minus m1 minus 1 over 3 over 1 plus m1 over 3. Multiply both sides by 1 plus m1 over 3. I'm going to get 1 plus m1 over 3 is equal to minus m1 times, sorry, m1 minus 1/3. 1 plus m1 over 3 is equal to minus m1 plus 1/3. So multiplying that minus. Multiply by 3, I get 3 plus m1 is equal to minus 3m1 plus 1. Bring everything over to one side. 4m1 is equal to minus 2. m1 is going to be equal to minus a half. Right, so now that I have m1 is equal to minus a half, I'm going to have minus t over t minus 2 is equal to minus a half. Kind of cross multiply here. Right, so cross multiply here. I'm going to get, so ding. So I'm going to get 2 times minus t is equal to minus 1 times t minus 2. So minus 2t is equal to minus t plus 2. Bring everything over to one side. I'm going to get minus t is equal to 2. T is equal to minus 2. There is my solution there. Right, so my two values for t were 4 over 3 and minus a half. So let's look at this other question here. So this is from the 2012 paper. Right, so the line K has a slope of minus 2. The line J makes an angle of 30 degrees with K. Find one possible value of the slope. So I don't need to find the two of them, I just need to find one of them, thank heavens. Right, so my slope 1 is equal to minus 2. My second slope, I have no idea what it is, so I'm going to say it's m. I know that the angle between them is 30 degrees, and I want it in the form d plus e root f. So, I have here tan of 30 is equal to plus or minus times, so m1 minus m2, which is going to be m, all over 1 plus m1 times m2. So I only need to find one possible value. So for the sake of ease, I'm just going to find the one with the negative sign. Right, I only need to find one possible slope here. So tan 30, I believe, is root 3 over 3, I believe. Root 3 over 3. That's going to be equal to minus 2 minus m all over 1 plus, or 1 then minus 2m. So multiply across by 3 times 1 minus 2m. So you're kind of doing a little cross multiplication action here. So I have root 3 times 1 minus 2m is equal to minus 3 times minus 2 minus m. Root 3 minus 2 root 3, m is equal to plus 6 plus 3m. Bring all my m's over to one side. So I'm going to have root 3 minus 6 is equal to 3m plus 2 root 3m. So root 3 minus 6 is going to be equal to, factor out an m here. I'm going to have 3 plus 2 root 3. Divide both sides now by 3, 2 root 3. So I'm going to have m is equal to root 3 minus 6 all over 3 plus 2 root 3. So put that in your calculator. 3 plus 2 root 3. And my answer here is my slope is equal to 8 minus 5 root 3. That is one possible slope we need. So we only need one slope here. So we could have taken the plus sign or the minus sign. Didn't really matter. All right. So let's look at two more questions here. So this is from 2019. So find the equations of the two lines passing through 6, 1, making an angle of 45 degrees with the line x plus 2y equals 0. So remember, for a line, I need a point, in this case is 6, 1, and my slope, which I don't know. So m1 is going to be m. My second slope is going to be, well, minus a over b, so it's minus 1 over 2, which is minus 1/2. And the angle between them is 45 degrees. So tan 45 is equal to plus or minus times m minus -1/2 all over m, not m, 1 plus m times -1/2. Take the positive, take the negative. So I'm going to have 1 is equal to plus m plus 1/2, because minus -1/2 is plus 1/2, all over 1 minus m over 2, because m times -1/2 is minus m over 2. Multiply both sides by 1 minus m over 2. 1 minus m over 2 is equal to m plus 1/2. Bring everything over to one side. 1/2 is going to be equal to m plus m over 2 is going to be 3m over 2. Therefore, my slope is going to be 1/3. My slope is going to be 1/3. That's the slope of one possible line. The slope of my next possible line is going to be 1 minus m minus 1/2, -1/2, all over 1 plus m times 1/2. So I'm going to have 1 plus m over 2. Sorry, one, it's going to be 1 minus. Sorry, 1 plus m times -1/2. That's going to be 1 minus m over 2 is equal to minus m. This is going to be positive 1/2, but it's going to be minus, so it's going to be -1/2 again. Bring everything over to one side. Sorry, you probably can't see that. So minus m minus 1/2. Bring everything over to one side. It is going to be, so 1 plus 1/2 is equal to minus m plus m over 2. That's going to be 3 over 2 is equal to m over 2. Then, therefore, m is going to, say, minus m over 2, which is going to be equal to m is equal to minus 3. So, I have my two slopes of the line. So, equation 1, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So, it's going to be y minus 1, because this is my point here. 6, 1 is equal to 1/3 times x minus x1, which is 6, multiply across by 3. 3y minus 3 is equal to 1 times x minus 6. 3y minus 3 is equal to x minus 6. Bring everything over to one side. X minus 3y minus 6 plus 3 is going to be minus 3 equals 0. That's my equation on my first line. Then the equation on my second line is going to be y minus 1 is equal to minus 3 times x minus 6. Y minus 1 is equal to minus 3x plus 18. Y is equal to minus 3x plus 19. So I left them in two different forms there, but it doesn't matter. They're both valid. So I left that in the form y equals mx plus c, and left this in the form x, in the general form ax plus by plus c. Finally, let's look at one more example here. So determine the equation of a line passing the point 3 minus 2 and forming an angle of tan inverse 1 with the line 2x minus 3y plus 4 equals 0. Again, so this is my point. My slope, I don't know what it is. I'm going to call it m. I know the slope of this line is going to be equal to minus 2 over minus 3, which is 2/3. So tan inverse, so my angle is equal to tan inverse 1. Therefore, tan of my angle is equal to 1. So my whole equation will be equal to 1. So let's get started. So 1 is equal to plus or minus m1, so m minus m2, which is 2 or 3, all over 1 plus m times m2. So take the positive side first. So it's going to be 1 equals plus m minus 2 over 3, all over 1 plus 2m over 3. Multiply across by my denominator. 1 plus 2m over 3 is equal to m minus 2/3. Bring everything over to one side. I'm going to have 1 plus 2/3 is equal to m minus 2m over 3. I'm going to have 5 over 3 is going to be equal to 1/3 m, or m over 3. Therefore, my slope is equal to 5. My first slope is 5. Let's look at my second slope. So I'm going to take the minus sign. So 1 equals minus m over m minus m2, all over 1 plus m times m2. 1 is going to be equal to 2/3 minus m, all over 1 plus 2m over 3. Multiply by my denominator. I'm going to get 1 plus 2m over 3 is equal to 2 over 3 minus m. Bring all over to one side. I'm going to get 1 minus 2/3 equals 1 minus 2/3 equals minus m minus 2m over 3. That is going to be 1/3 is equal to, this is going to be minus 5 over 3. So minus 5m over 3. Multiply across by 3. I'm going to get 1 is equal to minus 5m. M is going to be equal to minus 1/5. M is equal to minus 1/5. So I have my two slopes, and I have the point it goes between. So my first slope, so my first equation is going to be y minus y1, so it'll be y minus -2 equals 5 times x minus x1. So it'll be y plus 2 is equal to 5x minus 15. Y is equal to 5x minus 17. That is my first slope. Oh, so my first equation of a line. And then my second equation of a line is y minus -2 equals minus 1/5 x minus 3. Multiply both sides by minus 5. Minus 5 is to be minus 5y. Actually, no, here, won't do that just yet. So it's y plus 2 is equal to minus 1/5. X minus 3, multiply both sides by minus 5, minus 5y minus 10 equals minus 1 positive 1 times x minus 3 minus 5y minus 10 is equal to x minus 3. Bring everything over to one side. X plus 5y minus 3 plus 10 is going to give me plus 7 equals 0. And that is the equation of the second line that it could possibly be. Right, so this video did go on a bit, so my apologies, but I hope this video was some help to you, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.